I think this is the closest bus stop I can take to get to my courts. Probably like a 45 minutes, 1 hour walk away. So let's get to it.
The closest points to the courts. I feel comfortable going to some wind turbines over there. So I'll just load my next course from here. Okay, so this is the closest I can get to my courts. So my courts are here, but I think that's a pond. And this is all an industrial area. I'm currently somewhere around here. See, this is the same road, it just offset.
Alright. At last we're finally here again. We gotta take the same bus that we just took to get to the next town over. But yeah, I think if Tongling and Anqing are considered third tier cities, then I think Gauhe. But to my understanding, this place is called Huaning just as often as Gauhe, as this is the main town in this county. It's the biggest one by far, and the seat of the county is located here. But the way counties work in China is a bit different from other countries. So the first level administrative regions in China are called provinces. There's nothing special about that, but once we get to the second level, in China, they are cities. Only after that you get counties as the third level administrative regions. Districts if it's urban. So that means that in China, counties are administrated by cities, which is oftentimes the opposite in other countries like US, where towns and cities are administrated by the counties. So that basically means that Chongqing is the largest city in China, as it's a first level administrative region. It has multiple different districts and counties under that city, which basically means all of this area is, legally speaking, considered one city only. But that is if we are counting it as city proper. There are multiple ways of calculating the population sizes for cities. City proper is just taking the city boundaries, which is the easiest way to count the population sizes for different cities. But then you also have metropolitan population, which takes into account the urban, which only includes the urban districts and counties. But again, it's going by official boundaries. There is also one other way to calculate population sizes, and it's by urban population. And that one is a bit more arbitrary, which means that there are multiple ways of counting the population sizes for different cities, because essentially create your own boundaries. You take the population of the city and its suburbs, but you stop counting where the urban development ends, because oftentimes the counties and city boundaries often include areas which will be considered as urban. So if we're going off by urban area, the largest city will not be Tokyo, which is often considered to be the most populous city, but instead it will be Guangzhou or Pearl River Delta, which is estimated to be at 86 million people. But the main reason why it's usually not considered the most populous city in the world is because of its great cultural differences. I mean, in Pearl River Delta, you have 3 different administrative parties in People's Republic of China, Hong Kong, and Macau. And even if we take, for example, Guangzhou and Shenzhen, most will consider them as separate towns, even though this entire area is essentially just one big agglomeration of urban development. There are great cultural differences, why it's usually not considered the biggest city in the world, but when you think about it, technically it is. So that's quite interesting. Will be considered a 4th-tier city. I would say this place does not look as gleam as Sanqing. So I've made it to the end of this road. Courts aren't far away anymore, maybe like 30 minutes away. So it's just this 3-lane road, and doesn't like, it hardly leads to anything. It just ends here. It's kind of odd. Why is there Thai written in here? Yeah, there's a lot of building going on around here. That explains that big road.
吃了中国的香肠，包你白白又胖胖，脸上不用化妆，比中国小姐漂亮。香肠，香肠，我爱中国香肠，不吃香肠。
Yeah, I think it matches with my location pretty well. See, these are the courts, and this is where I am. This is what it looks like. Yeah, we're going to Hubei, near Shijiazhuang. Very interesting. So what I think I'm gonna do now is head back to the town now. By foot it's gonna take like an hour and a half, maybe a bit less, and stay there for tonight, and then I can catch a train from the local train station all the way to Wuhan, and from there I should be able to get a direct train to Shijiazhuang. From there we'll figure it out.
幸福拥在你身旁，找到个有情郎，身体孔武强壮，成对成双多风光。吃了中国的香肠，包你白白又胖胖，脸上不用化妆，比中国小姐漂亮。吃了中国的香肠，幸福拥在你身旁。 找到个有情郎，身体孔武强壮，成对成双多风光。吃了中国的香肠。
This place is actually a lot bigger than I thought, and there seems to be some kind of a new side of town and old side of town divide. And now I'm heading back towards the older side of the town, for what it appears to be, to catch the same bus I took yesterday, to get me to the train station to get to Wuhan. welcome to Wuhan, a city obviously most famous for being the host of 2015 East Asia Football Cup.
让我知道，我爱你是能藏在我心底。你是否知道，为什么我提不出勇气告诉你？因为你太神秘。嘴边不敢说，我也不知道为什么我提不出勇气告诉你，我心中的一份情，你可知道我以为着了迷，为你着了迷。什么？我